Okay, well, I'll head back to my world then if you're about to get off and just chasing that.
Wanna come over for tea?
Defeat all opponents within... Okay, that sounds fun.
Silly.
Yes, it is a crime. I'm so looking forward to when you reach 55 and you can come in my world and help me with my reputations. Because I can't do them all by myself. Because you can only do like 3 bounties a week, so why take the smallest one that gives you the smallest reputation when you can do 3 of the hardest ones? But then you get a treasure compass, and then it's easier to go hunting for treasure. Yeah, because you get to a point when, you know, you're up above 80% in some areas. You can walk around a long time looking for treasure that's right below your nose and you don't know it. Because you've already done all the easy ones. So, I'm at 10 resin. I still need 2 gold items to level up my book for Nahida. So, this is going to be a long wait tonight. Oh, who's trying to join me? CHLD. Okay, not gonna happen, buddy. Don't know who you are. Hey, Navia fan. Hellos. Got your message the other day. If you want to go to my teapot to go to the traveling salesman for your weeklies, you can do that.
Silly churl,
Just having a
Billy
quick bite to
churl,
eat because I didn't
silly
eat all day and
Billy,
it's about time I
hilly
get some food
churl.
into me.
Woo.
Top of which I had a phone call, that's why I'm a little bit late. My insurances wanted to confirm if I wanted to do stuff by email now, because they're trying to eliminate the papers.
Toodaloo.
I guess it's easier to just delete the emails instead of putting the paper through the shredders when they embezzle stuff.
Silly churl, Billy churl, silly Billy, hilly churl. Woo. Toodaloo.
Well, neither cats have used the litter box since I brought one of them up. He has not gone to the litter box all day today.
silly churl, Billy churl,
Okay, well, I
silly
guess I don't
Billy,
know if Navia
hilly
fan is still
churl.
there, because they never replied to what I said. Hmm. Yeah, he doesn't need to go any higher. He doesn't even need to ascend. Did I mention that it takes about 180 books to 200 books to go from 80 to 90? Well, what was it? Where was I? If you go to the chasm statue, or all the teleports around it, there's a couple of flowers. There's some teleports that actually have like one or two flowers near them. But also, if you go to like the statue and you fly around all the highest peaks, you can grab a couple of them there. That's what I did today because I had a quest there. I don't have many quests, but hello, Reaper. How are you this evening? I don't have much resin. Are you still farming bosses? Okay, let's see here. Oh, I need to do my artifact run. I need to level up my artifacts, darn it.
Snow.
And one of my cats is sick. I need monies for the vet. My little ginger cat is not doing well. Free farming for Kazua now. Yeah, he's coming soon. He is coming soon. 4.5 is just around the corner now. How many days? Let's look. 5 days. 5 days or 6 days. It's 5 days in a couple of hours, so it's 6 days. Yeah, it's Ricky. He's got a urinary infection thingy, and I can't afford nothing, so. somebody's actually in the litter box. Hopefully he can go. Okay, well, you just squawked leaving this litter box. Don't know if that's a good sign.
1 client, 2 clients, 3 clients.
We go and check the litter box to see if he actually did something.
Silly churl, Billy churl, silly Billy, hilly churl. Woo! When the sun's out, bathe in sunlight. But when the moon's out, bathe in moonlight. Huh?
Okay, well, he peed a little bit and he's squawking about it and now he's licking himself, so I don't know. But he's still meowing, so he's not happy about it. You got the iron stig. What is the iron sting? Isn't that one of the weapons that we build? I don't even know what the iron sting is. Okay, 99. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign or nothing. Okay, well that's somewhat some good news. We'll see tomorrow then, I guess. So where do you get the iron sting? And what does it do? I don't even know what it is. that a gacha weapon that you have to wish for?
Go!
You forge it? Okay. Is that a pole arm or something? No, Kazuha doesn't do pole arms. It has to be a sword. You don't have many weapons. Prototype Rancor, so that's not it. And that's pretty much the only weapon I made other than the one that Barbara has. Oh, you do his story quests and it gives it to you, that the recipe for you to be able to make it? Oh, okay. My traveler has it? Oh, this one. Elemental Mastery. Okay. The Iron Stig. Oh,
Wanna come
okay.
over for tea?
Yeah, I made that a while back ago. Hence why I don't remember its name or nothing. Yeah, I was looking for a sword that does Elemental Mastery, and that's what I found.
Life goes on.
Yeah, that arrow kind of bounced her. She got shot in the butt. She did not like it. How dare you tap this 500-year-old grandmother in the butt? What do you mean most of the world quests? I got nothing. Everything's done. Everything's done. All I have is my dailies, and that's it. That's the only quest that show up.
Law of the jungle.
Hey, Derek. How are you today? And I have a few story quests to do, but that's it.
Just following orders. Like lamb to the slaughter. Law of the jungle. Try to keep up. Where do you think you're going? No more tricks.
I don't know if it'll be fun, but hopefully it gives me some rewards, because I kind of need to level up. I need to get myself up to 60. For some reason, I don't know what that would be. Not that I'm in a rush to level up, honestly. Ever since I've been 55, everything's been a hassle. Okay, so artifact run done.
What they say is true. You have to see the world for yourself to appreciate how beautiful it is.
Yeah, I know, it's not anytime soon. I'm just hoping that it comes out with a lot of bugs. That way, every day you log in and then you have a notification that they give you 100 Primo Gems because of a certain bug. It could be an easy way to make like 600 to 1,000 Primos just dealing with the bugs that'll come out. Okay, so all of hers, except for the feather here. Do I have another feather? No, I do not have another feather. So, okay. It's not like I have much of a choice, do I? Okay. That one's 8, 8, and 4. So let's try to level this one up a little bit. Yay! For once you actually wanted to roll into defense. Okay, well, slowly working on hers. Now let's get back to her. Yeah, let's try to get these up a little bit. We want energy recharge here. Went into HP, that's not good. Okay, hopefully this will also go into energy recharge. Please go into energy recharge. Flat attack, really? Oh, man. Well, she can use attack, but it would have been better the percentage or even the energy recharge. But, oh well. Alright, sucrose. Sucrose is good enough. Do I have a better cryo cup than this one? Pretty much the same thing. Definitely not better. Okay. I do have a couple of cryos, so I can get rid of that one. Use it as fodder. Ionas could definitely use some work. Definitely work on Barbara's. Yow yow. Okay, who do I work on? Noelle, can I level her up? Did I get any... I did not get many hero wits today. Well, actually I did get a couple, but I gave them to Nahida so that she can be level 90. Okay, I said earlier I wasn't ready to work on her, but apparently I am. These two need to level up now. Okay, maybe it's time for a story. Since there's not much I can do. Let's... Ew. Okay. Let's unlock something here. Don't I have Noelle here? Okay. No, I do not want to begin the Hangouts. I just want to claim my keys. There we go. For 4 hero wits. Okay. At this rate, it's gonna take forever collecting hero wits. Heroes wits.
Paimon's trying to remember. What else did we put on our shopping list? Oh, what a mouth-watering smell. Paimon would know the aroma of biryani anywhere. Let's go get some. We can still add it to the list.
Well, if it isn't the Traveler and Paimon. Wasn't expecting to see you here.
Hello there. Oh, it's been quite a while.
Huh. So you two are still hanging out together. Dehya, didn't you say last time that you were gonna head back to the desert?
I said I was going to resign from being her bodyguard, not that our friendship was over. We're still the best of friends. The Holmayanis also still post jobs from time to time. Their pay is always generous, so me and the other mercs never pass them up.
I told Dehya to just stay at our place when she took one of those jobs a few days ago. My parents were delighted. They even said that it always felt like we were missing someone whenever Dehya wasn't around.
That sounds like something they would say, all right. They're always so welcoming. Anyway, the job is already taken care of, so I was gonna head back to the brigade as soon as I finished a little shopping. But the master kept insisting, and I ended up staying for another day.
You can stay for as many days as you want, Dehya. Father hasn't even gotten around to treating you to his best dishes yet.
You know I'm not the kind of person to stay put in one place like that, my lady. Don't worry, though. There'll always be next time.
What? She said they'll treat you to the best dishes! Paimon can't believe you can still refuse that!
But wait. Didn't you say last time that you would take me on a trip to the desert? Why don't you just take me with you today, when you leave? There are so many places I still haven't visited yet.
I'm sorry, my lady, but no can do. There's still a few things I need to take care of back at the brigade. Besides, the desert hasn't exactly been the most peaceful place lately.
Oh, come on. Not this again. That's also what you said last time and the time before that.
I know, I'm sorry. Just give me some more time, and I promise I'll plan the best trip ever for you.
All right, fine. To be perfectly honest, it's not that I wanted to go, it's more like... I feel like something is off about you lately. Ever since you first set foot on the estate a few days ago, you've been acting anxious and even paranoid. Have you been delaying our trip because you've run into some kind of trouble?
Nah, are you kidding? You're worrying too much.
Would you swear on that? Friends shouldn't lie to each other, you know. I wouldn't pry any further if you're willing to swear on what you just said. But if something really is bothering you, then just tell me. You know I'll help you however I can.
Oh, looks like Dunyarzad was onto something.
You're too perceptive, my lady. Seems I can't hide anything from you. I just thought that nothing good could come out of telling you about the messy happenings of mercenaries. Knowing too much only leads to more trouble. Mercenary life is a dog-eat-dog world where Mora reigns supreme. Everything operates on a completely different set of rules.
That doesn't change anything about what I just said, though. We're still friends, and I can only support you if I understand what's bothering you.
My lady, you're not gonna stop until you drag it out of me, are ya? All right, I'll share what I know. Let's go somewhere else first. This isn't exactly the best place for a discussion. Okay, let's talk here. Just try not to draw any extra attention. As you may already know, the Eremites have both a lot of mercenaries and a complex organizational structure. Many mercs are no different than me, just going around looking for jobs to earn some mora. My brigade is called the Blazing Beasts. We're not a large group, but every member is loyal and brave. However, not all Eremite brigades are like mine. Some are willing to cross all kinds of lines for the sake of mora. The most notorious is a faction known as Deshret's Relics.
Deshret's Relics? Judging from the name, they must really look up to...
Yep, you got it. I've heard that you've already crossed paths with Ain al-Akmar. They're one of the groups under the Relic's banner.
Oh, you mean the group that tried to sell us the Divine Knowledge Capsule? Yeah, they weren't friendly at all.
Deshret's Relics is composed of many smaller brigades like Ain al-Akmar. The Relic's headquarters issues orders to all brigades under his control. On any other day, I would want nothing to do with them. Unfortunately, though, the brigade that's stirring up trouble now is none other than Dakan al-Akmar.
Dakan?
I think it means beard or something. Believe me, it's a really stupid name. I found it insufferable for years. Anyway, the real issue is that Dakan al-Akmar is led by my father, Kusela.
Say what now?
I think I'm starting to understand your anxiety now. But what did they do?
I won't go into details, my lady, but they've been involved in a lot of violent incidents. We're talking hundreds.
Hundreds?
Yep. The scenes tend to be quite gruesome, too. They strip the victims of all their valuables before murdering them. Not only have they targeted merchant caravans and ordinary citizens, but other mercenary brigades as well.
That's beyond terrible. They won't even spare their own kind.
I don't know how Deshret's Relic sees it. All I do know is that Dakan al-Akmar has become more and more aggressive over the last few years. If I don't do something about them, then even my brigade or the people of Aru village could become their next target. I just wish I knew what's driven him to do this.
Yeah. How can your father do such terrible things?
I don't know. People change. He's always been pretty pathetic. But at least in the past, there were still a few lines that he wouldn't cross.
That's setting the bar pretty low.
I mean, if he was even remotely decent, then why would I have to leave the brigade and cut all ties with him? He was loud and foolish, with no real sense of purpose. Instead of doing anything useful, he spent most of his time drinking and chasing after women. Of course, the other brigade members were just like him. Their ruckus would go on night after night.
Sounds like a nightmare.
What about your mother? Did she ever step in to stop them?
Unfortunately, I never knew my mother.
I'm sorry, Dehya. I didn't know.
It's all right, my lady. That's pretty common in mercenary circles. Didn't I mention that my father was chasing after women? I was the result of one of those encounters with some random person. He told me that he wasn't sure who my mother was. And in any case, she never came to see me. He'd say, "You'll be fine as long as you remember to stick with Dad." But even then, he left most of the parenting to the brigade. The one thing I do remember is that he used to tell me stories. But the problem was that he had terrible taste. He only knew a few stories, and even those tended to be pretty stale. They were tales of desert warriors defeating dragons in the forest, or stories of mercenaries rescuing princesses from rebel armies.
Sounds like your typical fairy tales.
More or less, yeah. They were interesting maybe the first or second time around, but after about 20 repeats, they started to get a little dull. He seemed to think those stories were the best things ever, though. He was so into them that he'd call the whole brigade over and make them perform the whole thing as a play. Even the toys he gave me would all be story props. I'd get helmets, shields, and toy swords. It was only much later when I realized that the shows were more for him than they ever were for me.
What an interesting guy.
Yeah, I hope it is a good story, but it's starting out on a good foot. Let's see where this goes.
Yeah, I've always found him pretty childish, but that was something I could just shrug off. I had no reason to despise him. Until I grew up and learned the true face of Deshret's relics for myself. Looting, blackmail, violence, and fraud. They not only accepted such heinous acts, they would even openly boast about them. No one in the brigade was any kind of hero. Instead, my father and his cronies were more like the bad guys that needed to be taken down. Did they really think that as long as they didn't do any of that stuff right in front of me, I would never know?
I think I can understand your feelings. The difference between perception and reality must have hit hard.
Hello, Dada.
Yeah, but don't worry, my lady. It's all water under the bridge to me now. I had a huge argument with my father and left that place behind for good. I'm not investigating them due to any bitter feelings I still have towards my father. I just want to protect those that are close to me. Yeah, I told the boys to gather as much information as they could. Most of the reports concern violent incidents, but there's also some talk of smuggling.
I see. But isn't this investigation incredibly dangerous?
It is, but every mercenary lives life on the edge. It's a lifestyle that I enjoy.
That may be true, but it'll be impossible for those who care about you not to worry.
Well, now you get why I didn't want to share any of this with you.
What should we do? They both have valid concerns.
Okay, Dada means brother.
Huh? But there's no need for you to get caught up in this mess, too.
Well, he's super tough, so if he went into the desert with you, then Paimon bets the problem will be solved in no time.
I'm inclined to agree. I'd feel a lot more at ease if you took him along to help. I'll wait for news from you in the city until then. Please, stay safe.
I'm honored that you care so much for me, my lady. All right, then let's get moving. Our first stop will be Caravan Rebot, where we can catch up a bit with my fellow mercs.
Just doing a story quest.
Hey, Dehya, you're back. Are these two friends of yours? Likewise. There's no need to be so formal with us. We're a pretty casual crew. Anyway, since we've got newcomers, let me fill you in on what Dakan al-Ahmar's been up to lately. They've become extremely aggressive. Apparently, even their own now have become acceptable targets. They even attack other relics brigades, just the same as any other mercenary brigade.
Even the most ferocious beasts still protect their own. But it sounds like they've thrown that straight to the wind.
That's right. Once they've collected enough loot off the other mercenaries, they sell it off to a different brigade, or turn to merchants on the black market. A portion of their profits is immediately exchanged for more food and weaponry to be used in their next violent operation.
That's terrible.
Yeah, and it really makes you wonder why they're so desperate for Mora. A few days ago, Isham and I trailed them for a while, and even disguised ourselves as merchants to conduct trade with them. We were able to learn a few things from the exchange. Rather than saying they're out to plunder and hoard Mora, it'd probably be more accurate to say that they're experiencing an internal power struggle.
Wait, a power struggle?
You heard me right. The vast majority of their victims are mercenaries from the other brigades of Deshret's relics. If their only goal was Mora, they could have gone after anybody. The targeted nature of their attacks points to a power struggle between the different brigades within the relics. That's the only plausible explanation we have. Unfortunately, we weren't able to find out anything more specific. It seems they're also trying to keep things under wraps. Oh, one last thing we discovered was that over the past few years, as the Khan al-Ahmar became more and more active, Deshret's relics as a whole became a lot weaker.
It sounds mighty strange to me too. Harun, you can leave the rest of the investigation to us. Gotta say though, I didn't expect you to go on a whole undercover mission during the few days I was gone. Sounds like you were really putting your necks on the line, no?
Nah, it was nothing. We're just as concerned about the situation as you are. The Khan al-Ahmar is your father's crew after all.
What he said. Besides, Dehya, haven't you done more dangerous things than all of us combined? What we did is nothing compared to your experiences.
Yeah. And while they went to talk with Khan al-Ahmar, I took a look at the last camp they attacked. Any survivors of the attack were already long gone. There was nothing of value left in the camp.
Ah, Hisham and Khalaf. You're here too.
We rushed over as soon as we saw you come into Caravan Ribat. Although this new friend of yours looks a little green behind the ears, I'm sensing a special vibe from him. Now that we know you'll have a capable partner with you, we can also rest easy.
Hey, what about Paimon? Feel anything special?
Oh, you're also planning to tag along with them?
Of course! Paimon is the traveler's most important guide. Wherever he goes, Paimon will follow.
Oh. In that case, then you'd better take care of her too, Dehya.
Don't underestimate Paimon!
Don't worry about her. She may look tiny and helpless, but she's been through just as many battles as the Traveler here. Even if she had only survived on sheer luck, then that alone would still make her quite formidable.
I had no idea. I guess I shouldn't judge by appearances.
Oh, one other thing, Dehya. When you're free, why don't you update the deputy about your upcoming schedule? We held another recruitment event a few days ago, but everyone only came to see the Flame Main. You weren't around at the time, so people were pretty disappointed to only find our crew of rough, unkempt guys. The deputy put a lot of effort into the event, but it was basically for nothing. Only a few people chose to stay, and that really got to him.
Sorry to hear that. I'll be sure to bring him some great liquor next time. I left in a hurry and I couldn't make it back in time for the event.
Gotta admit, I can understand their disappointment, though. You're our brigade's main selling point, after all. Now, if only the deputy could figure out a way to bring a few more smoking hot members into our ranks.
Keep dreaming. Remember the last time I invited a couple gals into the brigade? You all just froze up with your mouths gaping like a bunch of scarecrows. The awkward silence and weird expressions left quite the impression on them. They were originally interested in joining us, but after that, they both told me they were too uncomfortable to stick around.
Hey, didn't we agree to never bring that up again?
Huh? Wait, are you serious? Why have I never heard about this?
I don't think you were part of the brigade yet.
Are you kidding me? I missed a once-in-a-lifetime moment like that and you weren't even gonna tell me?
All right. We can tell you about it later. Now's not the time.
Hey, don't you try to change the subject. You and Hisham get your butts over here and tell me everything right now.
Are they always like this?
More or less. There aren't many rules or graces when it comes to mercenaries. We're used to just speaking our minds. If someone starts getting under your skin, you just yell right back at them. And if that doesn't put an end to it, then you just challenge them to a fight. But we also don't tend to take many things too seriously. Being direct and getting it all out of your system as soon as things come up is better than keeping everything bottled up, never talking about it. That's also why I never spare their feelings when I talk to them. If I want to laugh, I'll laugh. If I'm angry, then I'll unload on them. It's hard to stop once you get used to it. Though, I can never do that when I'm with the Homayanis. Hey, knuckleheads! Can you at least tell me the rest of the intel before you go back to your bickering?
Yeah, you hear her, Holloff? Told you we gotta focus on the investigation first. I drew up a map. Right here is the spot. There you'll find the merchant caravan responsible for getting rid of Dakan al-Akhmar's looted goods. All you gotta do is wait and ambush them in the evening. They'll have no idea what hit them.
Perfect. Thanks for that. Be sure to pass my regards to everyone else in the brigade as well.
Will do. You stay safe, Dehya.
Oh, going to Sumeru, are we? Guess we're going to Sumeru, but back to the jungle. I thought it would have been more in the desert.
This should be the place. Let's find a spot to hide and bide our time. It's gonna come down to a fight one way or another, so let's all be careful.
No need to worry. He knows his way around a fight.
I'm not worried about that. What I meant is that we probably shouldn't go too hard on the enemy. After all, we still need to get information out of them.
Nice of them to advance the time for us.
Ah, here they come. You ready? Let's not give them a chance to react and end this quickly.
That's close enough.
Go. Opening box of Adepti Tricks.
You want this one?
Look alive! Hi!
You're the Flame Mane.
Good. That saves me an introduction. All right, time for a little talk. Are you buddies with Dakan al-Akhmar now? Tell me, what are they after?
You know the code of being a mercenary just like everyone else. The first rule is to never divulge key information about our employer. What makes you think I'd talk?
That might have worked on an amateur, but I know you're just looking to protect your reputation. Think about it, though. What's your reputation worth if you won't have the other tools you need to succeed in this line of work? Tools like, I don't know, your limbs or eyes? You've got 5 seconds. You might want to think twice about how much your employer's information is worth to you.
Whoa!
I'm not joking around. We can do this the easy way or the painful way. 2 seconds!
I'll save you the trouble.
Did he just kill himself?
Huh? Are you crazy?
Mm.
He tried to bite off his own tongue. Quick, search the area for any first aid supplies. I definitely didn't expect him to go that far. Thankfully, the wound wasn't too deep, and he just passed out from the pain.
But why would he be so extreme?
I just wanted to test his mettle. You can get a lot of mercenaries to talk just by threatening them. I didn't expect him to be willing to go through so much pain just to deny us some intel.
Well, he's out cold for now. We could wait for him to wake up, but maybe it's not a good idea to interrogate him any further. What should we do?
Yeah, don't worry about it. It'll be a waste of time to interrogate him again after that. He might just hurt himself again if we start asking. There are lots of goods around here. Let's search the area. Maybe we'll be able to find something. I'm really sorry.
I'm not.
We found a piece of paper with a bunch of names on it. Maybe it's a record of something.
Let me take a look. If this really is a merchant caravan, they should have a record of their transactions. Yep. I see an entry for Dakana Lakmar right here. Kusela, Idrisi, Bashar, and Takriti. All familiar names. Dakana Lakmar has been trading for a hefty supply of food, weapons, and medicine. It seems that in the past, they used to receive some canned knowledge as well. This caravan is just one link in their logistics chain. Once in the rainforest, the caravan will exchange the looted goods for Mora, and the funds will then be passed to a specific person. That person will then pack the caravan full of necessary goods, which will then be brought right back to Dakana Lakmar. Wait, why is there no Mora value recorded for the final transaction?
No value?
Yeah, every transaction before the last one was marked with an exact amount of Mora, but the final one, where they paid for everything to be brought back to the desert, was simply marked as delivered. Perhaps. But they couldn't have known how much they would make off selling the loot. Do they not care about profit margins at all? Anyway, the next part's the records of the goods themselves. There are a lot of entries. Everything was probably sourced from the rainforest. Huh?
What's wrong?
Shazamon Homayani?
Homoyani? You mean Dunyarzad's family? Could it just be another family with the same last name?
I'd be surprised to find someone with the exact same first and last name. Shazamon Homayani is Dunyarzad's father, and the head of the Homayani family. Just what the heck is going on here? I'm sorry. You're right. I'll consider what we found and not jump to conclusions just yet. But what this piece of paper confirms is that the Homayani family has been providing goods to Dakana Lakmar.
What if the Homayanis have been kept in the dark and don't know they've been trading with Dakana Akhmar?
That's a possibility, but if that was the case, why is this caravan specifically named Shazamon as their person of contact? They could have just as easily bought goods such as food and medicine directly from Caravan Rebot or Port Ormos. Yeah, funding violence and looting. The brigade gets the goods, and he is paid the proceeds from the sale of the loot.
But why would he do something like this? It's not like the Homayanis are in need of money.
I honestly have no idea. I've been to their estate many times, and I've never noticed anything suspicious. The only potentially large expenditure I could think of would be the treatment costs for Dunyarzad's Elazar. Maybe they borrowed a lot of Mora in the past? But that's still just a speculation. I don't think the Master would stoop so low to make Mora. You're probably right. I know my lady's personality, and she wouldn't deliberately keep something like this from us.
But what should we do
If you ask me, we already have no choice but to confront her about this. I'm not worried. It's too early to make a verdict yet. I still have faith in the Homayanis. Let's go find my lady again. We'll tell her everything and see if she's willing to lend us her support. If we're lucky, we can not only figure out the mystery of this paper, but also follow the trail of breadcrumbs to the people responsible at Dakan al-Akmar.
Dehya, are you sure this is the best decision? What if instead of getting the help we need, we just end up revealing everything we've discovered to the enemy?
I've considered that possibility. But even still, I want to tell her what we found. I think I owe her that much. True friendship is built on trust. She showed genuine concern for me when we first brought up the topic. I can't repay her kindness with doubt and suspicion. That's not how I deal with people.
You're right. Paimon wants to trust Dunyarzad too.
Yeah. Let's pay another visit to Sumeru City.
Okay, back to Summerlin City. Yeah, it's not like I have a bunch of quests to do.
We're back, my lady.
Oh, you're back a lot sooner than I expected. You mustn't have run into any trouble then. Well, how did it go? What did you come up with?
Actually, we're still investigating. It's just that we've discovered something strange.
I see. The clues you found have led you back here, in the city?
Something like that. Yeah.
You all look a little dispirited. Whatever you found must not have been very encouraging after all. Why don't you discuss it with me? Maybe I'll be able to say something to cheer you up?
It's okay, my lady. It's not so much about me being upset with my father or anything like that. How should I put this?
So something is wrong. Even the Traveler and Paimon have been uncharacteristically quiet. On any other day, Paimon would have already waved to me with a smile and shouted, "Dunyarzad, we're back!" So tell me, what happened?
Well?
My lady, please prepare yourself for what we're going to tell you next. It concerns the Master.
The Master? You mean my father? Okay, I understand. Don't worry about me. I'll listen as attentively as I can.
But basically, everybody has daddy issues.
My father has been supplying goods to Dakan al-Akmar?
Yeah, it makes as little sense to us as it does to you. I've never doubted the Master's integrity, so I'm having a real hard time rationalizing how he could ever support an infamous brigade like them. Maybe he's not actually aware of the full story and just stumbled into the deal by accident.
I can't help but agree with the Traveler.
Huh? You mean you feel the same way, Dunyarzad?
Thank you for sharing all this information with me. Since you've told me everything you know, I should also tell you about some doubts that I've been harboring for quite a while. In the past, I thought that my father hired a bodyguard for me so that I wouldn't run away and get lost. However, there are plenty of capable mercenaries in the Corps of 30. Why did my father go out of his way to hire Dehya?
About that. Well, the Homayanis really needed bodyguards, so they reached out to the Blazing Beasts. Later, the Master told me that I was one of the best mercenaries he'd ever seen, and that I should stick around to become one of his bodyguards. He offered me a pile of mora, so I just signed on.
Well, but that didn't really answer my question. Just think about it. Why did my father specifically reach out to the Blazing Beasts?
Maybe the Corps of 30 just didn't have anyone available, or maybe someone recommended us. I've never given it too much thought. I think I get what you're saying. You think none of this was a coincidence.
Precisely. At first glance, nothing seems strange or out of place. But there are many parts of the story that don't actually make any sense. If my father had always been in contact with the Khan al-Akmar, then it would make sense for him to bring Dehya into our house.
You mean the goal all along was to get Dehya to be your bodyguard?
No, that's too much of a stretch. I cut all ties with my father a long time ago. He has no control over my life anymore.
But that still doesn't rule out the possibility that your father has still been trying to influence your life without you knowing.
So, the Master was not likely an innocent victim in all of this?
Sorry we put all this on you so suddenly, Dunyarzad.
It's okay, Paimon. I should actually be thanking you. Regardless of his reasons, if my father has truly been funding a violent group of mercenaries, then it's my duty to bring him back to reason.
But is that really the right thing to do? My father has committed many atrocities and deserves all the punishment that he has coming to him. I have zero sympathy for him. You may call me an ungrateful child, but my feelings will remain the same. However, the Homayani family has treated me with nothing but generosity and kindness. If we decide to investigate this further, we could end up implicating the entire Homayani family. I would be biting the hand that's fed me over all these years.
Dehya.
It's all right, Dehya. If anyone were to ask, you could always just say that I'm the one who instructed you to get to the bottom of this.
You don't have to do that, my lady. I'm not conflicted because I'm afraid of taking responsibility. Besides, you're the one we should all be worried about right now.
Hey! It's still too early to give up hope! What was the thing about friendship again? Right, yeah, trust! You said that yourself, Dehya! Besides, there's no point on getting all riled up before we've confirmed all the facts!
Thank you, everyone. That makes a lot of sense. I guess I should always remember the trust that I've placed in people. In which case, my lady, could you ask the Master to come out and have a chat with us?
Sure thing. I also hope he'll be able to give us a logical explanation. Let's meet at the usual place then.
Usual place? Ah, right!
Thank you for coming, sir. Please allow me to introduce these two. This is the Traveler, and next to him is his travel companion, Paimon.
Ah, yes. My daughter has mentioned them from time to time. It's a privilege to finally meet them in person. But we may skip all the pleasantries for now. What is the important matter you wish to discuss with me today?
Well, we wanted to bring this transaction record to your attention. There's something on this record that we're all pretty curious about.
So, that's what you found? Huh. Seems like I can't keep everything from you much longer.
If you wouldn't mind, we'd like an explanation.
Well, it's a long and difficult story. And to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing. What I do know, though, Dehya, is that the truth will bring you no solace. If anything, it will likely cause you a great amount of anguish.
Wait, me?
Yes, I understand perfectly why you came to see me. And I am touched by your collective commitment to do the right thing. But knowledge always comes at a price. And sometimes, as they say, ignorance is bliss. Your father, Kusela, and I both believed that. Of course, you have the right to seek and learn the truth, but I must warn you. The facts of this matter may reduce everything you've built for yourself into sand, blowing in the wind. If you must proceed, then Kusela's heartfelt efforts will also fade into the wind like a fleeting mirage.
His heartfelt efforts? I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not sure I follow. I've made it this far in life without a single drop of my father's support. I have my own ideals and ways of looking at the world, as well as people and causes that I've chosen to cherish and fight for. None of these things have anything to do with him. I came here today to support you as the head of the Homiyani family. No warning will change my stance on that.
I understand. Then let me tell you a little story. Our family once needed to take a trip to the desert when Dunyarzad was just a baby. Along the way, we were attacked by bandits. They had superior numbers and quickly overpowered our bodyguards. When all seemed lost, a group of passerby Eremites lent us their support. Those Eremites were Kusela's brigade, Dekan al-Ahmar. Kusela's men told me that the attackers were Eremite mercenaries, just like themselves. I was shocked. Why would Dekan al-Ahmar go so far to save us and not spare the fellow Eremites? Kusela was grinning and walked over to play with baby Dunyarzad. She was startled by his unfamiliar face and nearly started crying.
Really? I never knew.
He said that he had no particular reason to help us. He just took pity on us because he had a daughter about the same age. We started talking about our children, and I sensed that he was a devoted father. To repay his kindness, I hired his brigade to help out at our estate for a time, and offered everyone generous remuneration.
So, that's what happened.
It was many years before I saw him again. I almost didn't recognize him the next time he came knocking on my door. The man I knew to be strong and healthy had been reduced to a shell of himself. He couldn't even walk anymore without his cane.
So, what happened to him? He was perfectly fine when I left the brigade.
I'm not too sure myself. The only thing that didn't change was his cheery disposition. He said there was absolutely nothing to worry about and that he had gotten into a fight. That was all. He then suddenly asked me if Dunyarzad, now that she had grown, would need a bodyguard of her own. At the time, Dunyarzad was going through a particularly severe bout of her Elazar. There was no need for her to have a bodyguard when she could barely leave the house. But he kept coming back to the topic. Come on, it never hurts to be safe. How do you know a bodyguard won't come in handy one day? I was completely lost at first, until he recommended the Blazing Beasts, and in particular, a mercenary named Dehya.
So he was the one who recommended Dehya to you.
Indeed. He didn't say it out loud, but it was clear that he saw Deshret's relics as an evil group who would eventually corrupt every member in their ranks. He was already beyond redemption, but he hoped that he would be able to detach his daughter from the vicious world of mercenary life. If Dehya could stay in my house and keep working as a bodyguard, then gradually her affinity for the desert would decrease, and she'd be able to leave her previous life behind.
And that's why you offered her such generous compensation?
Yes, but not just because of that. From the moment that he asked me for that favor, I also began to see Dehya as my own daughter. And that's also why I tried to persuade you to stay when you asked for permission to leave. I was willing to spend however much it took. Kusela saved my daughter and me all those years ago in the desert. I could never refuse him entrusting his daughter to me.
He was always like that, acting like he's oh so smart and self-righteous.
Kusela said that he'd reimburse me for a portion of Dia's fees. I refused to take any mora from him, but he'd always send me funds anyway. Eventually, I just accepted them as a token of his gratitude. And that went on for a while until I received another letter from him a few years ago. The letter contained a request to help him buy food, weapons, medicine, and even explosive materials.
Wait! Isn't that around the time that Dekana Akhmar started becoming more aggressive?
That's right. When I started to hear some nasty rumors, I became wary. I wanted to meet him face to face to discuss things. But by then, he was no longer receptive to my requests to talk. If I had to guess, it's probably because he doesn't want to put Dehya at risk.
Hellos. Now that the story paused for a second, I can finally say hello, Alexia. Hopefully you grabbed the pillow and all is good. Yeah, that is kind of sweet. Okay, let's get back to the interesting story, I think. I'm not sure. I mean, both of them seem to have daddy issues, but we'll see how this goes.
That thought occurred to me as well. I figured that he probably came to me for help because he had nobody else to turn to. After some deliberation, I decided to send him some food and medicine. I turned down all his requests for explosives and weaponry. I am aware that even such a reduced gesture of support could lead to others coming to harm, but I could not simply reject his plea for help. In the end, it probably was the wrong decision. I plugged my ears to the rumors and just chose a solution that made me feel least guilty about myself.
If you can, please tell me where he is now. None of the things he's doing right now make any sense if he's just trying to keep me from getting tangled up in his world. If all he wants to do is steer clear of me, then maybe he shouldn't have brought me into this world in the first place.
Oh no. Dehya, please don't feel that way.
I'm just angry because I can't wrap my head around any of his actions.
Yeah, my Riki's not so good. Well, you were there yesterday when he regurgitated, and from there it's going downhill pretty quickly. I'm going to see the vet tomorrow, but yeah, not looking good.
Another way? I don't know. I knew him, and he was nothing more than a childish brute. I can't understand what's going through his head. But I guess you do have a point. We haven't uncovered the whole truth yet. We still need to figure out his exact actions and reasoning for these last few years.
I'll do my best to help. Of course, anything between the two of you would need to be resolved between you and him alone. I don't know Kusela's exact whereabouts. Outside of supplying his brigade with some goods, I tried my best to avoid getting involved any further with him. However, there's a man on the list named Jawed. He used to be a mercenary in the desert and is now a member of the Corps of 30. He's responsible for supplying weapons and liaising with the Dekhan al-Akhmar's merchant caravan. I think he should know Kusela's whereabouts. I've heard that he likes to have a few drinks alone and enjoy the cool wind at night outside the tavern. Maybe you'll be able to find him there.
Understood. Thank you, sir. Then I guess this is bye for now, unless...
I'll stay and be with my father here. To be honest, I'm still a little dazed and haven't finished processing everything quite yet. My father has indeed done something wrong, but if I think about it, I'm also not sure if there was a right way to handle this problem. I feel like our only course of action is to turn everything we know over to the Corps of 30 and let them render judgment.
Yes. I am prepared to accept whatever verdict they choose. It's time to face my mistakes.
Alright. 30 minutes later, I get to run around. Still have absolutely no quest to do. Oh, okay. So we're not going far here. Where am I supposed to go?
Welcome. I hope you'll have a wonderful day.
Hey, you know what? Neither do I. I already forgot.
Okay, so it wasn't inside.
Huh? Who are you guys?
I know what you've been up to. Smuggling weapons to violent brigades in the desert while working for the Corps? Pretty bold, if you ask me.
Shh. Keep your voice down. How do you know all that? Come with me. We should take this elsewhere. I'll be happy to talk things over once we're somewhere private.
This is not gonna go down well. He's gonna try to kill
This
Dehya.
place should do. All right. Back to my question. How did you all know about me?
Don't worry about that for now. You know what kind of punishment you'll face once we report you to the Corps, I assume.
Wait. There's no need to jump the gun. Let's talk this out. What are your terms?
So what's in it for you anyway, Mora?
Well, I was a little tight on money at the time, and Kusela took good care of me in the past. I weighed it in my mind, and I couldn't find a reason to turn the opportunity down. I wouldn't only be helping my benefactor, but I could also make some quick Mora.
Let me tell you how it is. We're investigating Khan al-Akmar, and we're gonna put an end to their operations. If you provide some help for us, then we might just put in a good word later to reduce the terms of your punishment.
Hey, why don't we discuss this a little first? Listen, I made quite a bit of Mora from my last run. You just give me a number, and I'm sure we can...
Shut it. My patience is running out. You should know when a mercenary is after something other than money.
All right, sheesh. But you gotta promise you'll put in some nice words for me later. They're always on the move. Here's the spot they were at the last time I made my delivery to the desert. Feel free to go have a look. I'm just telling you, though, it's not on me if they're not there anymore.
Sure. And then you can forget about any nice words from us.
Hey, come on. Now you're just being unreasonable.
Really? And how do I know you're not leading us straight into a trap? Don't forget, you're the one with no bargaining chips.
All right, I get it. Why don't you go take a look, and if they're not there anymore, I'll try to figure out something else for y'all.
Now that's more like it. Let's move. And as for you, try to stick around the city until we get back. You don't want us to call the folks from the Corps and have them drag you back to the city.
Sure we do. Treat us. Ooh, all the way here, really? Okay. Glad I have these teleports.
Seems like we're in luck. That should be their camp right up ahead. Let's go. We'll finally get to the bottom of this ourselves. I'm here to see Kusela. Tell him to get out here.
Following orders.
Dehya, why are you here?
Shine down!
I'll be back.
Haven't you all done enough?
Oh, so are you also here to stop us?
Stay out of this. It's got nothing to do with you.
Take that! Take that!
I see everything.
You asked for it. Cha! There is no escape. Ha! Ha!
She's so strong.
Enough fighting. We all know each other, and I don't want to take things too far. Just bring Kusela to me. There's no use hiding him anymore. Did you understand a single word I just said? Or do I need to bash your skull in some more?
All right, everyone, let's all just calm down for a second. Dehya, the boss can't come out and see you anymore. He died a long time ago.
What?
Seems like you've been out of the loop for a while. Guess that's for the best, though. At least, that's what the old man wanted.
When did he die? What happened to him?
A few years ago, Kusela broke up Dakan al-Ahmar and went to the Deshret's Relics headquarters by himself.
So is that when you guys started acting up?
We would prefer to call it taking revenge. Every last person in Deshret's Relics must pay in blood for what they did.
Let me start from the beginning. Dehya, do you know how the head of the Relics maintained order internally?
Overwhelming strength and unquestionable authority?
Those were a part of it, yes. But just those on their own weren't enough. They had another tool at their disposal. They called it a person's record. Regardless of whether they joined by their own will or were coerced, every person in Deshret's Relics were forced to leave a record of themselves at headquarters. Whether it be their deepest sin, some unforgivable act, or their most immoral exploit, the record served both as a symbol of loyalty and the perfect material for blackmail. That's precisely it. Every one of us have a record. Me, Bashar, Tikriti, and all the boys who grew up with Dehya and ended up joining our ranks. But you, Dehya, you were never asked to provide a record, were you?
I never even knew this was a requirement.
You were probably the only person in all of Deshret's Relics who didn't know about it.
Ever since you were born, Boss had been trying to shield you from this organization's sinister rules. Not only that, but he also banned all of us from committing any nefarious acts. He said he'd take care of the dues we had to pay regularly to headquarters. But in the end, he was just an ordinary person. What could he do? He was forced to go to headquarters again and again to account for missed dues and incomplete records. He'd come up with all kinds of excuses and get beaten up as a result.
We all knew he was doing that for you. He wanted to get you out of this world, no matter what it took.
Oh boy.
And that's why he became a shell of himself and couldn't walk without a cane.
He is
Wait,
gonna...
but that doesn't make any sense. I didn't know about any of this, and I'd never seen him get injured or beaten.
Because you were too young at the time. How would you ever tell between wounds from a beating and wounds from battle? When you left home after that final argument with him, he seemed to age by a decade overnight. Even his hair went gray.
So, even the blazing beasts were...
Yep. It was all his doing. Had he not arranged them to come to you, you probably would have been reduced to a pulp before you ever left the desert.
A few years ago, Boss said he needed to make another trip to headquarters. He was already pretty weak then, and we all assumed he was going to get beaten again. I suggested that he hand the role of leadership over to me, but he said there was no longer any need, since the Khan al-Ahmar would soon be no more. His words made no sense to me, but that night, we heard that a massive fire tore through headquarters and razed everyone's records to ash.
Everyone gained their freedom that night. Many members fled, not just from our ranks, but from the other brigades as well. But how could we leave with a clear conscience? All of us who knew exactly what had happened.
The boss can't have just died for nothing. Those heartless jerks at headquarters took him from us.
From that point on, the sole purpose of the Khan al-Ahmar became revenge. The big fire that Boss started was quite a blow to headquarters' strength. It's given us the opportunity to launch our attack. Even though we're outnumbered, we vowed to see our revenge through to the very end. There were people from headquarters who changed their names and went into hiding. Some fled to other brigades, and others escaped to the rainforest. But we won't let any of them escape our wrath. They'll all pay for what they've done.
We've suffered plenty of losses as well. To keep going, we need an enormous amount of supplies, from food and medicine to weaponry and explosives. All we can do is exchange our loot from Mora, and then use that to get supplies. We forged Boss's handwriting and sent out many letters to his former friends. Thankfully, many people were willing to come to our aid. We were also able to attract many mercenaries who shared our goal. We've endured unspeakable pain to win many impossible battles. Deshret's relics have become weaker and weaker, and now we finally have an opportunity to directly strike their headquarters.
Paimon doesn't know what to say anymore.
We do know right from wrong, but we were sinners from the very beginning. We do not deserve the freedom that the boss won for us with his life. Boss always loved his old-fashioned hero stories. Those tales about sacrificing yourself to save the world. We used to always laugh at him for it. But in the end, he really went and lived those stories out himself. As for me, I never considered myself a hero. We're all the lowest of the low. We have no right to even imagine such an existence. But maybe those hero stories he liked foreshadowed everything that was to come. The spirit of the hero touched all those he had saved, and more people joined his cause. Maybe we were all just acting along with the play in the beginning. But as we acted the parts and recited the lines, we were drawn in. And now, we want to see the story through to the end. I'm sorry, Dehya. I know you always found us insufferable ever since you were young. Just think of this as a madman ranting.
I'll go with you.
Huh? Dehya? You wanna go with them?
Yeah, she wants to
I
keep
grew
up
up with
for
these
father's
guys,
sake.
and I know they're not bad people. It's just that some situations get so bad that it's difficult to tell good from evil. All I know is that Deshret's relics must be destroyed. Furthermore, I want to go see the place for myself. I want to know if my father is still there. I know you don't want to get involved in this, so there's no need for you to tag along. I can do this on my own.
like we'd only regret it if we don't see this through to the end.
Thank you. We'll be a lot stronger together with you.
I bet Boss would lose his mind if he ever knew you'd join us at the very last moment like this.
Considering all the losses and injuries we sustained, we can't afford to turn down someone as powerful as you.
He can think whatever he wants. But the fact is, I owe him this much.
So funnies. Oh, okay. Well, this might require some thinking about. Okay, I guess I'll fly down from here, maybe? If at all possible, I don't really know how to get there.
Clear skies can do nothing to hide the brilliance of lightning. Divine bolts can strike even in the absence of rain.
I'll come back some
Do
other
you see
time
that tree? Wait, you understand? So, demonstration is not required. Good.
Might not be the quickest way there, but it's one of the least complicated ways to get there.
Entrance? We sure didn't run into much trouble on the way here.
Should be. I don't think they have enough manpower left to post guards and defend their perimeters.
Possible rewards, nothing. Okay, got my team.
Wow. Paimon didn't expect it to look like this on the inside.
They should all be holed up in here. Don't know how many people they've got left, though.
Who cares? We'll round up all of them.
Still, we should be careful. Even if they've only got one shot left, it could still take us out.
Yeah, we'll know what they're really capable of once we've landed some hits on them. Deshret's relics may have been a force to be reckoned with before, but their name means nothing now.
Yeah, they don't stand a chance with you here. I'll take the lead. I've been here once before.
Illusion shattered!
It's alive! Hi!
I'll be back. I'll take my
Let's get it on!
following order.
Everyone hold hands.
Remove all obstacles. Torn to oblivion. There is no escape.
That's close enough.
I see everything.
Look alive! Ha! Gloves off!
I'll be back.
I'm getting sick of this game.
Klepto white! Buckle up!
This way, follow me. We're almost there.
It's a trap.
Wait! They went charging ahead without checking for any traps!
That's what I just said.
Hey, you guys okay?
It seems like we just got trapped in here. Don't think we triggered anything else.
Watch out, the enemy's coming from ahead.
Well, now that things have come to this, seems we'll have to fight our way through.
Don't worry about us. We knew something like this could happen. Go and take a look around. There could still be another way through. Let's go! We can't let the boss down!
Let's check if there's another way! The sooner we can make it through to help them, the better.
Really?
Let's see.
Over there, Dehya.
I
there's,
think
like,
I see a
purple
way
lights.
through over there, but it's being blocked by something. Let's try our luck with that mechanism.
Okay, let's go!
There we go. I don't think this is the right door, though, but hey. Whatever.
Hey! Orders given. Orders received.
Shine down! Inazuma shines eternal!
See? Higher, higher! Here's the fire!
Another mechanism like the one before, but this one's being blocked off in the middle.
We just need to adjust it a little.
is no escape! Let's get it on! Shine down!
I see everything.
There is no escape! Now you shall perish!
See? It's all over. Wheel of life.
Now that I can hear you, why aren't you talking? Now it can try
I wasn't
Dehya.
expecting anyone to make it through from the other side. But as a desert dweller, I suppose we should be used to our folks defying all expectations.
Don't waste your breath. You have nowhere to run.
Run? Had I wanted to run, I would have fled 1,000 times already. I witnessed the golden age of Deshret's relics. Even if I could leave this place behind, all that awaits me now are endless days of humiliation and ruin. Even now, my brothers and I still believe in one thing. The greatest should never live to remember their fall.
So you want to go out in a blaze of glory.
Let us draw our weapons! We will show them the true power King Deshret bestowed upon his followers. They are but two, while we hold within ourselves the entirety of the relic's glory.
It is a nice place to
Wave
fight,
one,
though.
charge! Eliminate them!
Guys, opening box of the Death
Law of the jungle!
Inazuma shines eternal!
You don't think that you've won. We're just getting started.
You asked for
Now you test my patience.
King Deshret will not abandon any one of his followers.
Full of wisdom. Go. Orders given. Orders received.
Shine down! Torn to oblivion!
Now you're testing my patience.
Book alive! Ha! You're dead meat!
Brothers! With me, this is where we'll prove our faith.
Do you all just want to die?
None of us plan to leave this place alive! Lord of Sand. The Golden Slumber.
The commander has finally fallen.
But they're still coming at us! This place
What
is
is
like
what thing?
Gladiator's Ring. They just keep coming no matter how many we beat!
Yes, keep fighting! There's no need to fear, and no need to back down! This is our last stand!
Their
When the
team?
next wave comes, try to draw away their attacks. I'm going to see if I can take out that high platform.
Oh, robots are coming in? No, reinforcements.
Get out of my way!
Come and face me, Michel! Ugh, so they've broken through the front as well.
Apologies, Lord Michal. They fight like absolute madmen. No matter how much we throw at them, they just keep coming for more.
I would have wished it was all the baddies
So,
from the
it would
desert.
seem like this is the end.
Time to pay for everything you've done, Michel.
Crocodile Girl, Falcon
You think
Girl,
I would give you that opportunity?
Snake Girl.
I will be buried in the sand alongside all the rest of our fading glory.
Hey, wait!
We were too late.
It's over. There's no more need to fight. But if you're still going to cling on to your so-called mercenary's pride, then I'll give you all a good beating as well.
Hey, Dehya! I found the mechanism. I'll get you all back up here right away.
Let's go.
Oh, this was a cool place to be in, though. Bro is willing and support, expecting to live. He doesn't know Dehya, does he? Ooh, any treasure around here? Should I even be looking? Never hurts to look for treasure, does it? Oh well. Guess not. Oh, right in front of me. Yeah. 3 DPS if we include Dehya, 1 support Nahida, and 1 healer Chi-Chi. Yeah! It's an awesome team. I wish we could have 5 more often. But, yeah. Because if I could have Sucrose in here, I really, really would be happy. Sucrose instead of Dehya, or Sucrose instead of Yutao, because I do have double Pyros here.
Guys.
Who are you filthy rats? And why are you always pestering us?
You call yourself a member of the infamous Deshret's relics, and you still can't even tell who's made it all the way to your headquarters?
Who knows what intent a bunch of rats may have? We try to catch a couple, and you all just show up on the other side instead. How are we supposed to figure out what you're after? Hey, Have you ever heard of a man by the name of Kusela?
Why would I know? It's not like I'm in charge or anything.
This is your last chance to talk.
Hey, I said I don't know anything. I'm just an average member here. I'm telling the truth. If you're here to find someone, why don't you look through the records yourselves? Who can remember every name and face with so many people coming in and out every day?
The irony. His life became a light for so many, yet to others, it wasn't even worth remembering. Where's the records room? Answer me!
It's right over there. All the files are in there. You can go through them as much as you want. It's not like any of them still matter anyway.
I mean the old records room.
The old records room? You mean the one that got burned down? Kusela. Ah, yeah, I remember him now. The guy who could hardly walk.
Watch your mouth. That's our boss you're talking about.
He was definitely faking it. We all let our guard down as soon as we saw him come hobbling in. But in the short time it supposedly took him to take a dump, he'd already gotten away and started a fire in the records room. He couldn't have possibly outrun us if he wasn't a fraud. And after that, Deshret's relics fell into complete disarray.
Stop wasting our time. Every one of us here is perfectly aware of what he had done. Tell me, where is the old records room?
It's just over there. Go see it for yourself if it means that much to you. There's nothing left in there but ashes. No human could ever survive that kind of inferno.
I asked the same question if Dehya was a cat person, and no, she's not. It's just a hair piece. If you ask Blastburn, boss was taking a dump. No, Utah definitely needs a healer. So either Diona, Chi-Chi, or Barbara will do. I like sucrose. I like mixing up the dendro and electro particles and stuff. And I just wish we could have 5 characters. Yeah, cat people do have a tail.
Bashar, Tikriti, let's go. We'll leave the others here to guard these guys. Spare them no mercy if they try anything.
Oh, I hope they try something.
Go.
So, this was his final destination. How did he do it? Getting past all the guards with a limp and sneaking in here to start a fire? If he was nimble enough to do that, then he must have been able to get out of here after starting the fire, right?
Dehya.
I'm sorry. I know it's just wishful thinking. Let's look around. Maybe we can find something that's been left behind.
Is this a cane? It must be the one that Dehya's father used.
Kusela.
Thanks for everything, boss.
We're fortunate to somehow find that cane after that fire.
Let's split up and look around some more. What if something else has been left behind?
But what else could survive a fire like that?
Huh?
Yeah, it is exceptional.
Thought so.
Wait! Isn't that the toy sword you played with as a child?
The dragon is no more, for Princess Dehya has slain it. Its head now hangs above the city gates. Her bravery has brought eternal peace and prosperity to us all. Dehya, come on. This is the most important line.
You can do it.
But Dehya, you defeated the dragon. Everyone's waiting for your speech. Still too shy, huh? All right, I'll do it. I hereby proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more.
Yeah! Even as a kid, she had cat ears. Except they were closer together.
Mm-hmm.
I hereby proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more, Dad. What's this?
Don't you remember? You asked Paimon what she would do if she were to wake up tomorrow with loads of money. And Paimon said that she would get boatloads of tasty snacks. You looked super confused at the time, but said it was an adorable thing to say. These opportunities don't come by often. So today, Paimon's gonna treat you to a special crash course on Paimon's life philosophy. Hey, come on! Paimon's not that stingy. Anyway, the point is that you should eat to your heart's content. You'll feel better for sure once you've gotten something in your tummy. Dunyarzad will also be here shortly. She's already heard that we're back.
Aw, thanks, you two. Honestly, this is very unlike me. I just had a lot on my mind on our way back, so I didn't know what to say.
And strangely, at a time like this, I can't help wonder, like, the voice actress that does Paimon, does her boyfriend have earplugs or something? Because I could not put up with that voice. Ever.
My chest was filled with all kinds of intense emotions. They just shook me even more than all the feelings we've shared during our previous adventures. But when everything came to an end, those emotions also vanished without a trace, and I was left feeling more empty than ever before. It was as if I'd lost the thing that was most important to me. Yeah, you're right. To many mercenaries, Mora is the most important thing in the world. But perhaps to us, it's the most worthless thing of all. Idrisi and the others all used to say that they would quit if there was no Mora to be had. But when it came to avenging my father, there was no Mora to be made anywhere. My reality shattered when I found out that the father who always told me hero stories was in fact a bad guy. But look at me now. Am I any different? Despite all my promises about never forgiving him and never trying to understand him, I still went to such lengths to find out the truth, and nearly even shed tears for his sake. We're hypocrites. All of us. Yeah, you're right. It's just a pity that we often only recognize our true feelings after it's already too late.
You're back! Are all of you all right?
Ah, there she is.
Yeah. Many people from the Corps of 30 came over, and I just wrapped up everything with my dad. All I can do now is wait for their verdict. Huh? Dehya, you're looking quite down again.
Paimon will explain. A lot happened while we were gone.
I'm sorry. I really should have controlled my emotions better. I just...
It's all right, my lady. You were hurt by all of this as well. Truth be told, I'm starting to feel a little guilty watching you cry like this.
But Dehya, your pain must be even worse. You shouldn't need to comfort me.
Hey, don't worry about me. If anything, this whole thing has finally shown me the difference between illusion and reality. My father probably thought that people could settle into new lives as long as they moved to a new environment. That thought has even crossed my mind a few times. It's like saying, what's wrong with adapting to a new life? However, there was always something deep within my mind that refused to accept it. This impulse brought me great turmoil, and even made me feel ashamed for turning my back on your father's kindness. But now that I consider it again, it all makes sense. The desert sands are a part of who I am, and I will never be able to lead a peaceful existence.
I understand how you feel.
That doesn't mean I won't be making any changes to my life, though. As an example, I'm now thinking about taking on some small odd jobs. It's just like Idrisi said. I also want to catch up to my father and become a character in his play. Even if the ending of the story may be childish and ridiculous, it won't really matter.
Isn't that neat, though? Oh, you'll be a whole new kind of mercenary, one that's not out for Mora. Why don't we go for a change of scenery once we finish eating? What about stopping by the Grand Bazaar again?
Right. You said you wanted to get a rug for your family.
We'll come along too.
I can't thank you enough for taking care of me this entire time.
Oh, this rug here is quite something. The craftsmanship is exquisite, and the fabric is also of high quality.
Ah, here you are. Finally, I found you.
Hey! Aren't you that mercenary who bit his tongue? You can still talk? Wait, are you here to take revenge on us?
I hope so.
What are you talking about? Do I look like I could take you all in a fight? I just came here to give you something. I'll be on my way to give myself up to the Corps after this. Once I woke up, I hurried to the Khan al-Ahmar's camp, hoping to alert them to your presence. But when I got there, I found no one except the members who were still too injured to move.
Ah, so you probably got there after us.
Yeah, they told me that they had exacted their revenge, and everyone had turned themselves in to the authorities. Even that last camp was not going to last for much longer. I had joined the cause to repay an old favor from Kusela. Now that everyone's already turned themselves in, I might as well do the same. One of the injured members gave this box to me, and told me that it contained some of the old man's last possessions. Everything left in the camp will get confiscated, so I figured I should get this to you before the Corps could get their hands on it.
Thank you.
No worries. We are all just living our own truths. There's no need to comment or judge anyone for it.
So this box contains everything that Dehya's father left behind. Huh. It feels lighter than expected.
Well, back in the day, the first thing he did with any Mora was spend it on things like drinks and meat. But let's see what's inside. What's this? It's just a bunch of junk. It kinda stinks.
Perhaps it's just been left unopened for too long.
A handwritten copy of a storybook. The paper's already yellowed, and it looks like it's about to fall apart. It was against the Academia's rules to possess books for personal use. If he was going to break that rule, he could have at least copied something useful.
That probably means this was really important to him.
Ah, and here are a few bags of children's snacks. The packaging's completely deteriorated. Maybe that's where the smell was coming from.
Did he get those for you?
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Even when I was a child, I was never a fan of these kinds of snacks. He'd always say that he got them for me, but in the end, he always ate more than I ever did. Who even leaves snacks in a box like this anyway? Isn't that just common sense? Forget it. Let me see what else is in here. A razor, some buttons, some round iron tiles, a wooden toy puppet, a wool scarf, which from the looks of it probably belonged to a woman, and a hair clip? Why are these things here?
I'm suddenly feeling a little scared.
I'm sorry, my lady, but this is just the kind of man he was. He probably saw this box as some kind of personal trash heap and dumped any and everything in there. 2 empty liquor bottles. Tell me, you guys, are these the kinds of things that a normal person would leave behind?
Huh? There's something in the bottle!
Oh, you're right. All right, I got it out. It seems to be a piece of paper with some writing on it. The bottom part's all damaged from moisture, though. Let's hope the writing didn't smudge. I was suddenly seized with an urge to write a letter after finishing this bottle. I just folded it up and left it in the bottle, though. If I end up forgetting about it, it won't really matter. To Dehya. It's a letter for me? It's all right. I'll just read it out. If he went to the trouble of writing a letter, there must have been some important things that he wanted to say. Or at least record down.
My condition's becoming worse and worse. Can't even walk without a cane anymore, much less go out and have fun. Guess I don't have many days left. If you're reading this letter, then I suppose I'm already long gone. You were adorable as a baby. Everyone loved you. And regardless of whether you were crying or laughing, everyone enjoyed having you in the group. But once you grew a bit older, you were no longer nearly as happy or cute. It's probably the guy's fault.
Can you believe this guy? He can point the finger at himself.
Anyway, back to the point. To summarize, I'm writing this so you would know not to feel sad for me, even if you end up finding out the truth. The reason being that I was never your father to begin with.
Wait, what?
Surely, he must be joking, right?
I don't know.
I was quite formidable when I was young, and 100 times cooler than some so-called flame main. Really felt like the whole world was under my feet. With just a teeny tiny bit of effort, I felt I could rule over the entire desert. But as fate would have it, I went out into the desert for a drink one day and discovered a baby in the sands. It was you. You were just lying there, small and helpless. You were so tiny that if the wind blew for just a little while longer, you would have been buried forever. But your cries were so loud they made my head hurt. Now that I think of it, you really were a bundle of energy.
Sounds like he's serious.
I told Idrisi and the others that I had slipped up with a woman while out and about. None of them even doubted me. I'm sorry that I had to lie to them for so long, but I really had no other choice. I was their most esteemed leader, after all. It's not like I could just tell them that I suddenly wanted to play at being a father. At this rate, I'll puke up all the liquor I just drank from this bottle. Anyway, Dehya, you possess the kind of freedom and kindness that we could only dream of. As far as how you should live your life, that'll be up to you to decide.
That's the end of the letter. In the end, he was still thinking of me as a little child. I suppose, or I would have suffocated under the sand a long time ago.
He was a good father to you. The fact that he wasn't a blood relative doesn't change that.
Yeah. It's just a pity that we had to learn the truth of everything like this.
Do you already have some ideas about the decision that he wanted you to make?
I do. If he first found me alone in the sands, then I want to try my hand at finding the person who abandoned me. I just have one wish. To tell them a story. That there once existed a childish and foolish jerk with a heart of gold. And that only under his care was I able to grow and mature into the person I am today.
If you end up finding any leads, can you share them with us? We go on adventures all the time. Maybe we'll be able to find some information for you.
Sure, I appreciate it. I wasn't expecting you to be so enthusiastic.
Okay, well, that's a shocker. So basically, she was abandoned. Kind of weird. Why, what's next week?
I'll help too.
Thank you. All of you. Thank you so much. My life has certainly had its twists and turns, but I've always considered myself lucky. Because no matter where I've gone, I've always been surrounded by incredible kindness.
I like how they give 47,000 and then 175. How did they come up with that number? Like, really, even if they were to give a million, it would still be gone in a zip. Wow, okay, that was a story. Right, folks? Actually, I didn't know if I should cry or what at the end of that story. Also need to start leveling up these ones. Oh well. Food, free food. Climb on. Yeah, she can eat a carrot. Aren't these doors bigger? I guess Nahida grew up. Doors seemed to be bigger back then. Yeah, yep. I'm still far, far away from having enough resin to do anything. I mean, 2 hours should be more than enough to get like 40 resin to do something. My resin system is really broken. I'd really like to get Nahita's weapon up. That's the thing here. Still, I don't know what is next week. What do you mean by next week, Alexia? To my knowledge, next week is a new banner. It's like you're like, oh, this chapter was so good, I'm looking forward to next week. Except next week there isn't going to be another part to this story. Baizu, unless Baizu's story has something to do with it, which I don't think so. We are getting to the Fontaine people here. Baizu is... I'm kind of perplexed here, because wasn't he, like, in Leeway? So it should have been, like, before Sumeru's stories. Xingwang. Well, I do have to agree, though. That story was much better than Eula's and a bunch of others' story. Okay. I've never done a hangout, so I have no idea what to expect here. What does the hangout do? I've never done a hangout. Do we just hang out with the character or something? Isn't there a teleport closer though? Yeah, there it is. Not that there's much of a difference between the two. Ooh, mushroom.
Is that the honorary knight? Hello?
Huh?
I finally get to meet you, honorary knight. I'm Noelle, a maid of the Knights of Favonius. Apologies. I've yet to officially join the Knights. As a maid, and in order to be worthy of this armor, I'm currently undergoing the Knights of Favonius chivalric training. Yes, I haven't passed the selection trials yet, but I've been asking senior knights for advice on how to become a true Knight of Favonius. I asked Amber how to make a Baron Bunny. Oh, and Kaya's been keeping me busy with various small tasks. I even asked the Spark Knight to pass on her experiences, although Master Jean grounded us shortly after.
The Spark Knight she's talking about, Lisa.
Actually, I have always wanted to receive guidance from the honorary knight. I was worried that it might be too presumptuous to ask. I've seen you on the streets of Mondstadt occasionally, but I've always been too busy to disturb you. I just finished today's cleaning for the knights and was about to start my training when I saw you. Oh, if it's not too much trouble, could I ask you for some guidance on my chivalric training? I'd like to get your opinion on something as a senior knight. I've been keeping up with my maidly duties and nightly exercises, but training progress has been a little slow. You know, just basic strength and endurance training. 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and running 2 laps around Mondstadt as a morning routine. I'm actually incredibly busy every day. It's just that I always feel like something's missing. Rest? But... Oh, I've still got so much work to do. Besides, I'm still not skilled enough. Any free time that I get should be spent training. If I want to become a real knight soon, I have to continue to put in more effort than the others. But time is precious. If I rest, I'll feel guilty. Oh, I really hadn't thought about that. Resting for the sake of training. Oh, so that's why Miss Lisa always has afternoon tea in the library. I get it now. Oh, okay.
What? Is that it?
Are there any particular snacks you like? I can get started.
Okay, I'm confused here.
Oh, no need? I should take a break? Oh, okay then. In that case, let's head to Good Hunter and have a look. Noelle! B? What happened? Is there something I can help you with?
Quinn! He's ignoring me again.
Well, take your time, no rush. I'm here to help.
I noticed Quinn was in a bad mood, so I wanted to call him over for a chat. And a date, I guess.
Oh, a date? So it's that kind of a problem?
Yes. I've been over to him several times today already. But no matter how hard I try to make conversation, he just focuses on his stall and ignores me completely. Noelle, everyone in Mondstadt thinks you're really cute. You must be really popular, right? Can you help me out?
Oh boy.
Of course. It's a maid's responsibility to help the residents of Mondstadt. It's just, I don't have any experience in this area.
Even Noelle can't help me.
Oh, please, don't worry. Oh, we also have the honorary knight here. Honorary knight, can you help me? Oh, thank you. Okay. B said that Quinn always seems busy and ignores everything she says. But I know that she's often looking for small talk with Quinn. That's a possibility. In other words, we just need to make Quinn realize that this time is different. For example, by sending him a little gift. Even Quinn would notice the difference a gift would bring. But what kind of gift? Are you sure? I still feel the choice of gift matters, no matter what kind of relationship two people share. But I don't have any experience in this area. I'm sure you're right. Then, if the gift doesn't matter, the choices are limitless. Oh, I can't decide. Do you have any ideas? Huh. Will this really get his attention?
I think I didn't do a good answer there, saying that the gift doesn't matter, it's the thought that counts.
It's been getting quite busy recently. Which should I choose?
I thought I already had one, but okay, whatever.
How am I ever going to get Quinn to listen to me?
Why not Noelle? What's wrong with Noelle? I'm thinking of starting to work on my Noelle now.
Mondstadt grilled fish? For Quinn? I have often said that I would bring him lunch. Would this really work? Well, since it's Noelle's recommendation, I'll give it a try.
Oh, I hope Quinn understands Bee's intentions. And I hope we were a help this time.
She could work for 100 years and still not be a knight. Why not? Listen, if Amber and Lisa can be knights, then definitely Noelle.
Oh, apologies, by the way. I said we would take a break and ended up bothering you instead. Oh, if you're peckish, just let me know. I can whip something up for you right away. Oh, sorry. Old habits die hard.
She must be miserable.
You know, I'm still a little worried about how Bee is doing. There's no... Bee?
Oh, hi, Noelle.
So, did you get a date with Quinn?
I barely want to talk about it. I hadn't even given him the Mondstadt grilled fish when he muttered something about not having an appetite and not wanting to eat. I can't force him to eat, can I? Looks like I'll just have to try to ask him out some other time.
I must apologize. Next time, I'll help you find a much better gift.
No need. It should be me apologizing. I was worried and dumped everything on you. It's obvious, thinking about it now. Noelle can't be good at everything. Oh. It's okay. This isn't your fault. I don't blame you. I have to get going.
Oh, please, take care. I'm fine. It's just, I feel bad that I couldn't help Bee. You're not wrong, but if I give up so easily, then the next time someone needs help, I'll mess up again. I may not know much about this sort of thing, but at the very least, I should try to learn something about it. I'm going to the Knights of Favonius library. There must be some guidance there on the subject of love.
Oh,
the next time I encounter a situation like this, I'll be able to help.
Just ask Lisa. Refer them to Lisa.
Can Noelle really handle a subject as big as love by herself? We should head to the library and see how she's doing.
Yeah, I have a feeling this is not gonna end well. But also interfering in other people's relationships never goes well. I think that's where they said that good
Since you've
intentions
already
never go
noticed,
unpunished.
I guess I can let you lend a hand. Ah, so that's how it works. When you meet the person who inspires your affections, you have to find a way to do things together with them. Even if not old enough to drink, one should still learn to discuss the different qualities of wine. I see. So you need to know how to make yourself interesting, to draw people's attention. Sorry. I didn't see you there. I was deep in concentration. I borrowed every book on love from the library that I could find. When I finished reading them, I'll finally be able to give decisive recommendations for next time. Even if it is me.
Yeah, but oh man. I probably shouldn't say anything here.
Well, let's see. For example, Vera's Melancholy, Heart of Clear Springs. Well, all of them contain detailed records of the experience of love. As a maid, my experience leaves a lot to be desired. So I found the quickest way was to take examples from the classics. There's also a guide to tavern chat and shortcuts to love. These are much more practical in nature. And of course, there are even books that focus on theories of love. And then there's this one. This book's about...
Something that's probably not love related, but yeah, people spend a lot of time doing.
No, nothing. This book... It's too early to read this book. Let's look at another one. You have to learn the basics first, after all. So this book is about... Huh? Same as that one? Guess this must be a pretty... common topic.
It is.
Looks like I still have a lot to learn.
Oh boy. What? That would be so funny if Child appeared here. What, every time I have to go and meet her outside? Okay, if you say so, I don't know nothing. Nobody has ever talked to me about the Hangouts. This is the first time I do a Hangout. And I just saw that Noelle had a lot of them.
Is that the honorary knight? Hello?
Might as well start here.
I finally get to meet you, honorary knight. I'm Noelle, a maid of the Knights of Favonius.
Why am I starting this again? I don't understand why I'm doing this again. How do I get out of this?
Apologies. As a maid, and in order to be yes, I haven't passed... I asked Amber. I even asked the Spark... Actually, I was worried that it might be... I've seen you on the streets of... I just finished today's clean... I'd like to get... I've been keeping up with my maid, but training progress has been a little slow. You know, just basics. 100 push-ups, 100... and running 2 laps around Mons. I'm actually
well,
incredibly...
I know where I made my mistake.
Rest? But besides, I'm still not... If I want to become a real knight soon, but... I'll feel guilty. Oh, resting? Oh, so that's why Miss... Oh!
The only time I made a mistake was when referring to the gift.
Are there any particular snacks you like? I can get started
you have
with...
to put a lot of thinking behind
no
it
need?
and stuff.
I should take a break? Oh,
which
okay then.
it depends
In
what
that
the
case-
occasion and gift and stuff is all
Noelle!
about, but
B? What happened? Is there something I can help you with?
Quinn!
Well, take your time, no rush.
And
Oh, so it's...
yes. But no
I
matter
didn't
how
have the
hard
information
Noelle,
here to really
everyone
help
in
out.
you must be really popular.
Besides, the gift was just to
it's just-
express intent and
Even Noelle.
Oh, please, don't worry. Honorary Knight, can you help me? Oh, thank you. Okay, but I know that she's often looking for small talk with Quinn. That's, in other words, for example, but what kind of
Okay, so let's choose carefully.
That's what I think. Everyone has their preferences, so it's important to choose the right gift if you want to get through to them. If it were me, I'd want roses. As for
No
you, Honorary
kidding.
Knight,
How many roses have she got on her?
I bet you like handmade things. Oh, yes, I just wanted to try thinking from a different perspective. Quinn, what kind of gift would he like? If I remember correctly, isn't Quinn one of the 4 drunkards of Mondstadt? Perhaps something wine-related would do. But what? Simply thinking about it isn't really helping. Let's go to Marjorie's store and see what's available.
Hopefully I can change some sigils for some Mora.
Welcome to With Wind Comes Glory. Well, if it isn't Noelle and the Honorary Knight. And what wind brought the two of you together? I barely ever see Noelle in someone else's company. Well, when Noelle's working, she practically always takes care of things by herself. And once she's finished with A, it's straight off to take care of B. Seems she hardly has time to catch her breath. Say, Noelle, you're not a child anymore, you know? If you don't take time out for yourself, you may come to regret it in the future.
I, decided to take a break today. But something came up.
Oh? So it's a day off with the Honorary Knight? Oh, how wonderful! That's something to celebrate. You must be here to pick out a gift for the Honorary Knight. Choose anything you like. We have a lot that might tickle your fancy.
Okay. We're here for somebody else, though. I want to reply this one, though. But actually, we're here to help
Aw,
somebody else.
so shy. No use denying it, though.
Stop teasing! Me and the Honorary Knight don't have that kind of relationship.
Not yet.
Oh boy. Okay. I need to Ooh-wee. Okay. Yeah, so I've got it that Noelle has something for the Honorary Knight. Which isn't a bad thing, because, you know, you are in an adventure, and it is kind of nice every once in a while. On the other hand, everywhere I go, especially when we went to Inazuma and what's her name that danced in the pond with her socks on. This is not like our first date in the game, so anyways.
I guess. After all, Noelle here is the type that needs a push every now and again. But looks like she's still in the dark when it comes to these things.
I just feel I shouldn't let such things distract me from my chivalric training. Yes, There are too many important things to take care of.
Okay, okay, no more teasing. So, what is the reason for this visit?
Okay, well, Noelle keeps thinking like that. She'll be, you know, in her 50s and...
So, you're choosing a gift for B to give to Quinn. In that case, I have a couple of fun new things in stock. A frosting bottle and a squirrel wood carving. The frosting bottle is very useful to keep alcohol cold and fresh for a long time. As for the squirrel wood carving, well, it's a nice ornament and it would look great at Quinn's stall. So, bottle or ornament, which will it be?
I would go with the bottle since this is what we talked about before coming here. You was one of the 4 drinkers.
The frosting bottle. A fitting gift for one of the 4 drunkards. They remembered what I said. Aw.
So
Aw.
frosting bottle it is? Alrighty, let me wrap it up for you.
Oh boy.
Okay, now that the gift is wrapped, let's hurry back and give it to B.
Okay, let's hurry up and
Haven't
give it
you
to B.
heard? There's a strange wanderer near Wolfendom.
Huh? Give the frosting bottle to Quinn? It does look like something that he'd be interested in. Wait. Maybe I can use the gift as bait. I could say that if he wants to get the gift, then he'll have to come on a date with me first. Thank you both so much. With this gift, there's no way Quinn will be able to refuse me.
Uh-huh. Is that how gifts work? Well, as long as it helps.
Oh no!
What's wrong? The gift? Is there something wrong with the gift?
No, it's not the gift. I've been so focused on convincing Quinn, I hadn't even thought about where our date's gonna be.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay.
I've never gotten to that stage. Noelle, could you help me? A date should be properly planned, so I'll wait. No need to rush.
Just, leave it to me. A date. We'll need a place with pleasant scenery and a quiet atmosphere. Let's look around. If we see anywhere good, let's take a picture and let B have the final say. Oh, there's a beautiful and touching tale about Cape Oath. Maybe that would be a good spot.
Okay, where is Cape Oath?
I see everything. Higher, pants on fire.
That's kind of why I don't want to remove Utao. Because you do come across things that are immune to electricity. Even if it is for the hyper bloom and whatnot.
Oh, you can see Falcon Coast from here. Such a beautiful view. Let's find a good angle and take a picture.
Okay, Falcon Coast. I guess I need to grab a camera for this. Oh, lordy lord.
Let's head to Star Snatch Cliff next.
Oh man, she is gonna have me climb all the way up. That's okay, there's a couple of flowers here on the way up I need. Dang.
Life goes on. Rise.
There's one.
Huh?
These Cecilia flowers are rare. I should probably... Can we pick seeds for these flowers? Yes, we can. Okay.
I know. Let's get a picture from the top.
Oh, okay. It has to be between an hour and a certain hour. Okay. Oh, 1900. Okay. My bad.
Toodaloo.
Marvin and Marla.
Oh, Marvin. My love.
Why did that not count?
Oh, my darling.
That one didn't count either. Okay. Does this thing have to be in the picture?
Oh, Marvin. My love.
Or am I not at the top here? So this is not going to be a quiet place.
Oh, Marvin. My love.
Oh,
My
Marvin.
darling Marla.
Why is it not working?
Now, one
Okay.
more option should do it.
Oh, let.
Look over there! The Windrise tree! Symbol of the great hero Vanessa!
You're pretty excited, huh, Noelle?
Sorry, where were we?
Nice! The scenery here is pretty good, too. Small rivers and soft shadows under the trees. Let's get a picture.
Okay, well, apparently everybody agrees with this place, Paimon and Noelle.
That should do it. Let's get back to B.
So I see how the story is different depending on the choices you make. But yeah, I'm not sure I'm gonna do these hangouts all that often.
Oh, you guys are back. What romantic locations did you find?
Yeah, what about Windrise? May your love be as free as a dandelion.
Windrise? That's a great location. But isn't it a bit cliché?
Huh? Cliché?
Well, old folks are always going on about something symbolic about that place. Besides, we've been there so many times when we were young. It just feels like there's nothing special or new about it.
Oh. Okay.
I'm going with K-Both. Thanks so much. I'm off to find Quinn. Quinn, I wonder what kind of oath he'll make to me.
Is Windrise no longer popular? But the book said that it was the most popular place in Mondstadt. I'm not sure. I found it while cleaning a corner of the library. It was the story of Windrise and Lady Vanessa. I thought folks in Mondstadt would still like to go there. Huh? You want to go to Windrise? Oh, okay. Follow me. The air here really refreshes you in an instant. Forget about training and work. Just breathe and feel the wind. Nothing else. That's true. But training and work are still the things I need to focus on. If I didn't take them seriously, I wouldn't be a reliable maid. Put it this way. Lady Vanessa and Master Jean, the responsibilities they carry, that they carried, those are the heaviest. I know I have a lot to live up to. That's why I want to become a real Knight of Favonius. To help more people. Really? Thank you. If you weren't here today, I wouldn't have been able to help Bee. It's just a small token of appreciation, but I hope you'll accept it. Roses are my favorite flower. This is a paper one that I folded by hand.
Wow, she folded a rose by hand. Somebody has too much time on their hands.
Of course. In Mondstadt, roses represent the saying, "As wine bottles are corked, so too my lips are sealed." I have seen and learned a lot during our time together. It will become a wonderful memory. One that I will savor again and again. I want it to remain in my heart and become a secret between the two of us. Wait, do you mean that roses have some meaning that I don't know about? Oh, I'll need to go back to the library and find out. Still, whatever a rose means, I hope that this one can stay by your side in all your future adventures. Before I'm able to fight alongside you, Honorary Knight.
Whoa, okay. This one is certainly different than having to look at books in the library.
1 client, 2 clients, 3 clients.
Okay. So let's see here. If I go back to the story stuff. Endings reach. Oh, so I have to do a different ending every time? Okay, well, I like the hero wits. Okay. I did not know that. Okay, so I just
Wanna
did
come
a
over for
hangout.
tea?
Okay, that was my first time doing a hangout. And there's one time she'll end up with child. That would be so funny. At this point, the only thing you will be doing is Spiralous Abyss and events. Well, not true, because I did come across a few quests. I came across a few in the chasm. But yeah, they are far and few apart. Strangely enough, when I started this game, I thought that there was going to be a lot more than there was. Because yeah, at one point you get like 20 or 30 world quests. And I was just concentrating on the Archon quest, but then when I started doing the world quest, they went by really quickly.
Huh?
I remember there are some games I played, like Age of Conan, I played for 2 years. And never even got close to scratching the surface of the quests. The only thing that was annoying is that you start off like at level 0 and you work all your way up to level 100. But once you reach like level 20, then all the other quests weren't voiced. Which, I don't know if you noticed, I don't like the non-voice stuff. That's why it's kind of fun having some voice stuff in here, even in the late game.
1 client, 2 clients, 3 clients.
So, yeah.
Silly churl, Billy churl, silly Billy.
I'm still not a fan of the
churl.
Spiral Abyss, but
Ooh.
I kind of know where I'm going now, whereas I did not know at all when I first started. So I do need to work a lot more on my characters
Silly
and leveling up their
churl,
artifacts and
churl,
farming artifacts.
Silly Billy, hilly churl. Ooh.
I got 2 other sets today. Which I kind of regret now because I forgot about Nahida's weapon. But I got the Husk of Opulent Dreams for Noelle. And then I went and got myself a set of Tenacity of the Millilith. And yeah, I am kind of missing pieces. And guess what? During a quest today, I did not know this. Had I known, I would not have farmed these. But doing a quest, it gave me these. A flower, a feather, a sands, a cup, and a helm. So I would have already had like my 5-piece here. Yes, okay, they're 4 stars, but you still get the 20% bonus out of it. The attack of all party members is increased by 20%, and their shield strength is increased by 30% for 3 seconds. This can occur every half a second. So it's to boost the rest of your team, one of my team could have it.
Silly churl,
But
Billy
you were thinking about
churl.
removing a healer, which, okay, let's say I put Sucrose here. And then you're going to be like, why are you putting Sucrose as your main DPS? My main DPS is always the last one. Which is not going to make much sense here if I put Bennett.
You
So I
want
still
me
have
on
my
your
Pyro to deal with the Electro Slimes. But he's not really DPS. But he is a healer, so this kind of works out too. Yay, I get to
No one's
travel with the
joined me on
boy
an adventure
again.
in ages. Come on, let's go.
Ooh. So happy to have Bennett when I got him.
Animal test 6308. Committed to memory.
So this could be a good international team. just to travel and do everything. And I do wish, that's why I wish I had a fifth one. I would like to bring Candace along. But then I really sacrifice the team by doing so. That's why I wish sometimes we could bring like 5 players instead of 4. Kind of like when we do our domains and stuff, those storylines, when we have a trial character on board. 5 wouldn't be so bad. But yeah, yesterday I was doing the chasm inside. Today I found some quest on the outside. But quests are getting hard to find now. Especially when you've started to explore so much of it. Only at 69 here, but I don't think there's any quests around here. Yeah, is that you trying to convince me to try other games? Which I need. I need to try the Outer Worlds. So why don't none of these have any quests for me? There's a lot of people here and none of them have quests. Already did those quests. Oh, there used to be a sword.
Benny's adventure team, assemble!
And something would rise depending on how many... No, that's not the one. Some values would change depending resistance. You've helped in the Melusia village. So how do I know how many I've helped? Because it says it goes up by another... It could go up another 24%, but it doesn't tell me how many of that 24% I've got going.
Good things come to those who...
Is there a way that maybe in the description it would tell me? Okay, so it does not tell me nowhere. Then how do you know? Okay, well, that was my question for the night. I've been at this for a couple of hours now. I think it's time for me to possibly call it a night. Thank you, Alexia, for keeping me company. Don't know if Reaper's still there. I know Navia hasn't been around for a long time now. But thank you very much for keeping me company. Hope you all have a great evening. Whoops. Okay, no camera. Sorry about that. I forgot I disabled the camera early on this evening. But be well, everybody. Keep my cats in your prayers. Because tomorrow is the vet, and we'll see if I get to come back home with my little baby. And fingers crossed. Nighty night, everybody.